Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brookelyn Jessica. If you guys are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Today I'm going to be getting into 10 things you should know before moving to Dallas, Texas. If you guys are new, I always give out this quick little disclaimer. I am originally from Baltimore, Maryland, and I recently relocated to Dallas, Texas in the past 4 months. So I've been here now for 4 months. I moved here in January and it is currently May. I thought that it was perfect and very timely for me to give you guys like a little just tip video on things that you should know. We're going to go into some pros, we're going to go into some cons of just living in Dallas in general from my experience of being here. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. I would love to have you a part of the family, and let's hop into it. When I moved here, I really did not do a whole bunch of research. I had been here twice before moving here, but mine was a God thing. Like, I know that the Lord told me to move here, so I wanted to give you guys some encouragement. This might serve as confirmation for somebody. I personally didn't look up a whole bunch of videos because I knew exactly what the Lord was telling me to do, so I didn't deem it necessary, and he didn't really tell me to do like a whole bunch of research about Texas in general, because I knew it was an assignment that I was here for. But you guys might need a little bit more in depth, some tips, like some things that you might want to know before like moving here, or even if you're visiting here. Like, it's just good to know. So we're just gonna get into it. Not too much. So with that being said, the first thing I want to start off with is the cons. Just because like I want to leave the video off with some positivity. I don't want you guys to think like this is a bashing Dallas video, because I love this city. So first con is definitely going to be the driving. Girl, you need a car. Like, honestly, before moving here, I was gonna try to like, because I was selling my car back at home, so I really wasn't sure what I was gonna do as far as transportation. I didn't have a car yet, so I was like, oh, maybe I can catch the bus, you know, like maybe I can get on the train. It don't give that. Like, literally the public transportation here is so minimalistic. Like, I have not seen a bus. Like, I think that I've seen a bus maybe once, maybe like downtown somewhere. But you know how some cities, like, they have buses that just run like downtown. Like, it's not like the MTA. Well, that would be in Maryland, but it's not like a public transportation type of system there. Now, I do know, obviously, anywhere that you go, there are certain places that you can catch the bus or the train, whatever have you, but it's not like a New York, like where the train is like right there. You can just hop on the train. And Ubers out here are outrageous. Like, the prices out here is just like, girl, I can't, you know, I would advise definitely having a car, just because it's a lot. So, like, the driving here is a lot. Like, I'm not used to this type of driving. I don't mind it, but like back at home, to go from one city to the next city really could take you, like within Baltimore, it can take you like 15 minutes. Here it's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, like cities within the city, if that makes sense. So it's huge. It's huge. So when people say they live in Dallas, Dallas is very broad. Like, that's very broad. So a lot of people narrow it down to like, oh, like what city are you in Dallas? I personally feel like the people here can't drive. I'm not saying that I'm like, oh, I'm this great driver, I'm the best driver in the world, but I'm just saying like it's so many lanes. Like, it's like 5 lanes that I think it causes just the driving just to be more intense, and it is something that you have to get used to. Like, the merging is non-existent. There is no merging. Lane just switches over like real quick, so you have to definitely be on your P's and Q's. Like, a lot of time when I'm driving, if I have like a friend in a car or whatever, I'm like focused. I'm talking a little bit, but I'm like, girl, no, I'm like focused, because you have to like pay attention, because it just splits up so fast. My next point is the traffic. Now, driving in traffic, I could put those together, but I'm gonna do those separately, because the traffic is something in and of itself. Like, the driving, okay, yeah, the distance is far, but the traffic here is crazy. Like, if you have somewhere to be at 11 o'clock, I would, and it's like in your GPS tells you like, oh, it's gonna take you 30 minutes, I would advise to leave by 10. Like, you have to have at least an hour, unless it is literally like 3 minutes from your house. You have to have at least an hour worth of time to commute. Like, just for me to go to work, I leave out for work every morning an hour early, and that is not like me. Back in Maryland, I lied to you not, and I was getting on the highway in Maryland, but back in Maryland, literally I had to be to work at 7. I wouldn't leave my house sometimes at 6:45, and my job was like 17 minutes from me on the highway, but the 17 minutes is truly a 17 minutes. The traffic here is so bad, like, to the place where it's like you have to give yourself that extra time. I'm not saying that it's always backed up, but 9 chances out of 10 the traffic is backed up. I'll say one thing that's good about the traffic does flow. Like, it is like moving. You're not just really sitting there. I think I only had one incident where I was just standing still for a little bit of time, but the traffic is backed up. Like, it's backed up. Give yourself time, give yourself time, give yourself time. So my next point would be, everything is spread out. You have to make effort to go anywhere that you're going in Dallas. Now, I've actually had people like tell me that they were traveling to Dallas just for a trip. Listen, more power to you. You can do whatever you want to do. However, in my opinion, now this is coming out of a mouth of somebody who is not into the party scene, the club scene. Like, that's not my scene. So my opinion might be biased. However, it's not really a place that you go to like just travel just for the heck of going. In my opinion, I feel like when people come to Dallas, they come here for something specific. Like, I'm going to get a job, you know, I'm going to this event, like this conference, like it's something very specific. I don't feel like people have just come here just to be like, oh, I'm going to Dallas for the weekend. Not that there's anything wrong with that. If that's what you want to do that. But like, I don't think that people are coming here just to like vacation, if that makes sense. Now, I say that everything is spread out because it's like, it makes it undesirable to just vacation here. And I'm sorry to say it, but before like the very first time I actually came here, I came here with one of my old friends in 2022. And literally, y'all, I was a little bit bored. I'm not even gonna lie. Now, again, I'm not like the girl, I'm going to the club. I'm not standing on nobody's table, child. So, you know, people will probably say, oh, that's boring. That's why you don't have fun. But like, it just wasn't a place to me where it's like, girl, let's go to Dallas. And do what? Like, I enjoy living here. I have a lot of fun living here, but it's one of those places where everything is so spread out. You have to have time to like do everything. Like, everything is spread out. Everything is at least 30 to 40 minutes, like minimum. Sometimes you might get a cute little 10-20 minutes, but like, everything is far. Everything is spread out from each other. So I would definitely recommend, if you're visiting here, if you're traveling here, keep this in mind. Everything is far. Like, it's far out, girl. You're gonna have to work for it. You have to drive. It's been like sometimes to the place where I'm like, oh, I want to do such and such, and then I look at the distance, I'm like, oh my gosh. Now, I do be doing it still, but like, everything is super spread out. Like, to the place where you have to kind of plan it. Like, if you're going out with your friends or whatever, I'm not saying everything has to be planned to a T, but like, a lot of times my friends and I do like plan stuff a little bit more, because we're planning distances. We're planning, okay, how far does it take till you get to my house, to your house? Like, what is the commute looking like? Like, everything is spread out. So definitely keep that in mind, especially if you're visiting here. Now, living here, I will say, is different as far as everything being spread out, because I live here. So I'm able to be like, okay, like, I can do that next week, or I can do that next month. But like, when I came here the first time, I felt a little bit bored, because it's like, okay, what is there to do here? Like, what am I doing here just to visit, you know? Even like going to the grocery store, the market and stuff like that, it's a little bit of a distance. Now, fortunately, I do have a store that's about 5 minutes from me. Literally it's 5 minutes from me. But like, the closest Walmart is probably like a cool 15 minutes. Girl, back at home, the closest Walmart, the closest Target was like 7 minutes from me. So it's so much more effort, but it's okay. It's okay, but you know, that's definitely a con. Okay, so my next con is going to be the weather. Now, I hate to say this, but like, recently Dallas has been having a lot of thunderstorms. And just being honest, where I come from, when on the forecast it says like, oh, it's gonna rain, it's a thunderstorm, like, that doesn't move me. Not because I don't care, but just because I'm not used to that being like, dang, no, it's really gonna knock your power out. Just over this week, like, so many people were having power outages, and like the thunderstorm, the tornado season has been crazy, girl. And when it rains out here, like, it's borderline scary. Like, I remember I had plans and it was raining so bad. Like, girl, do I do this? Because it was bad. It was scary and it's loud. I was just under my sheets like, it's a little scary. It is scary. I'm not even gonna lie. The weather is scary. And girl, it's hot as all outdoors. Girl, like, you don't even want to be outdoors. It's so hot. It's so hot out there, girl. Like, it's like 90 degrees right now. It's so hot, like, to the place where I'll be outside for like a quick 2 minutes. Girl, my back is already sweating. It is so hot. So I would definitely recommend, girl, like, get you a little portable fan, especially if you're going to be doing anything outside, girl, because you're going to be burning up. Girl, one thing that I really like about my apartment is my apartment not only has AC, but it also has a fan in my apartment. And at first I'm like, a fan? Like, I don't need no fan because I'm not used to like just a fan being in the ceiling. But no, girl, you need that fan. Like, you need that fan. Okay, so my fan be on, my AC be on. It's really hot outside. Like, as soon as you step outside, you want to come back inside. So definitely make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you have water with ice. I was never a big ice girl until like I moved here, girl. I be like filling my cup up with so much ice. I take my water cup everywhere I go because I'm constantly drinking, because I don't want to be passed out on the ground, you know, because of heat. You know what I'm saying? It's a real thing. It's a place where it's like, girl, where's the nearest air conditioner? Like, just put me, you know, just stretch me out. Put me on, just put some ice on me. Like, literally just put ice on me, because it's hot. There have been a lot of storms as well. So I would definitely take that into consideration before moving. Like, literally I had like some of my friends reaching out to me like, girl, are you okay? And I think that's so sweet, because I'm not used to that. Like, when it rains back in Maryland, girl, we don't pay that no mind. And I'm not saying it in like a negative way, but like, I don't think that Texas has, because I think for storms they might be okay, but like, I know like for snow and stuff, they don't have like all of the backup, I guess, generators and stuff like that in the same way that Maryland does. They're not like prepared for that type of stuff. So that is something to consider before moving here. Just how bad the weather can get. Like, it's been a lot of like trees crashing on cars. Like, it's just been a lot. So one thing that I try not to do is park under no trees. And it's really bad also because I remember one time I parked under a tree and I came outside and my car was clean. My car was filthy that very next day when I parked under a tree because of all, I guess, all of the pollen and stuff. It was, girl, it was a mess. So keep that in your back pocket as a little, you know, just put that in your back pocket as a little note, okay? My next and final con to being in Dallas is, don't fight me, but the food is not that good. I'm sorry. Like, you're better off like probably going to Chili's. Cheesecake. Sorry. Like, the restaurants here that I've gone to, the macaroni and cheese has been trash. Like, trash. The mac and cheese is trash. The soul food is not soul fooling. Okay, now this is, to me, I'm not getting like that whole southern hospitality thing here. I think I probably would have to go really further out into Dallas in order to experience that, but like, it don't give that. Like, I'm not saying that every place that I've gone to has been really bad, but it's not any place here that I'm like, girl, the food there is so good, with the exception of one Thai food place. With the exception of one Thai food place. That's called Thai Addison. No, it's called Thai Orchard. It's in Addison, BTW. But with the exception of that one Thai food place, it's no restaurant that I've been to here that I'm like, girl, that place is so good. Like, the food is so good. And I've been to different restaurants here. I've actually been going out of my way to try new places, but sometimes it makes you be like, girl, I'm just finna go to McDonald's because like, it's not good. I'd much rather actually cook, which is not a bad thing because it helps me to save money. But like, here I've noticed that like when I'm doing stuff with my friends, it's rarely like, girl, let's just go get a bite to eat. Like, it's rarely that. It's always like more of an experience, more of an activity. because the food is not that good. And I'm not even going to say we're doing it for that reason, but just in my opinion, like, the food is okay. Like, it's nothing to be like, girl, you had that chicken, like, did you had that chicken, girl? It's not. It don't give that. I'm sorry. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Now, I have heard that Houston has really good food, so don't, you know, count Texas out. I've yet to been to Houston yet, but like, don't count Texas out in general for food, but just the food here in Dallas, in my opinion, I haven't found any like really good spots. So if you're from here, or if you visited here and you're watching this video, comment down below some of the best food spots, particularly soul food. Soul food, because I do be looking like for good soul food joints. Soul food and Jamaican food. I want to know 2 good spots for soul food and Jamaican food. The Thai food here is good. And then one of me and my friends, we had gone to a taco restaurant. It was like in Fort Worth. That was really good. So, but other than that, it's nothing. It's no restaurant that comes to mind outside of the Thai place that I'm like, you have to go there when you come here. So. All right, you guys, so I'm not gonna give you guys just that little doozy and be like, that's it, girl. No, we're gonna get into some pros, okay? So my very first pro is a lot of activities and different ways to meet people. When I tell y'all, I have met so many people being here for one, and girl, the people be cool. Like, granted, yes, are you going to become best friends with every person that you come in contact with? No, but like, one thing that I've noticed about Dallas is that a lot of people aren't even from Dallas. They're either from another part of Texas or they're from another state in general, i.e. myself. And literally, y'all, I've met so many people. I've become friends with a lot of people, acquainted with a lot of people. Like, I haven't had an experience here where I'm like, dang, like, they are just so nasty, they're rude. The people here are just like 10 out of 10. I just enjoy meeting people. Y'all, the activities out here are just unbelievable. This is the first place that I've been that I'm like, it is so much to do. Granted, yes, you do have to do some research on what to do. But like, for example, they have cooking classes. They have like classes where you can like do gymnastics types of stuff. They have pool parties, of course, like, you know, that's pretty normal, but like adult night pool parties, like they have a lot of different stuff. They have the Six Flags here, so like all of these activities that I'm naming are things that my friends and I have already done, or things that we're going to be doing. They have pottery classes, they have carpet making classes, like painted. Like, they just have so much to do here, and that's one thing that I really like about being here, because just at home I felt like the only activities that my friends and I would do would like go skating, go get something to eat, or like they would have like sipping paints. Even if you're not sipping, they have sipping paints. And just for me, like, girl, that's tired. Like, I'm tired of this. It's not nothing else to do besides go paint something. I don't want to paint. I would definitely recommend doing research on just things to do. They have food tours here. Like, I be telling my friends, the summer is ours, okay? The summer is ours. 2024, the summer is ours, okay? We ain't letting up. All gas, no breaks, okay? Because it's always something to do. And they have like a lot of food festivals. Yesterday I was driving and they had like a carnival. So they be having like little pop-up shops. Like, so it is a lot to do in this city. So that's one good thing I love about being here. Because just at home, just being honest, I would be like, dang, what else is there to do besides go get food? Like, a lot of people, when they're going out to meet with friends, they pick like, okay, let's go get something to eat. Girl, I be tired of eating. Like, comment down below, do anybody ever feel like I'm actually tired of eating? I know that sounds weird and like odd, but sometimes I'm like, I'm tired of eating. You know, I'm really getting sick of it. I'm really tired of eating. But here, like, you can do a lot. So I would definitely recommend tapping into some of those activities with your friends. Do some research. They have like the Dallas Mavericks. They have that. They have like the Cowboy Stadium. And these types of places, like, you can take tours around these places. Like, granted, like, yeah, you do have to pay for that stuff, but that is still an experience that, like, I feel like a lot of cities can't say that they have. At least, you know, not where I come from. So it's great just to like experience that, you know. All right, my next point is a spiritual point, and I think that this is a great city for young believers. Now, if you are a babe in Christ, like you're just getting to know the Lord, you just got saved, Dallas is a city for you. When I tell you guys, I have met so many like other Christians here, like, and not just like people that's like, oh yeah, like I go to church. Like I'm talking about people that's living for the Lord. I've met so many like people here that are saved, that have relationships with the Lord. Like even at my job, like talking to customers and stuff like that, we be talking about the Lord sometimes, and I've never experienced that before. So it's just good to be around that. And that was one of the reasons why I did want to move, because granted, yes, I do have a church home at home, but I'm just saying, like, it just felt like people my age who desired to do the right thing, right? Not perfect. We never will be perfect, but like people who are trying, such as myself, you know, trying to do the right thing. We don't always get it right, but really just trying to live for the Lord. I have seen that here in just a way that I've never seen it before. Like it is a good feeling now that like the people that I've connected to, you know, it's like, girl, like you saved, girl, like you know the Lord, girl, what church you go to? Like those are real conversations. So I would definitely recommend, like I feel like you need to be around that in order to keep you wanting to move forward in your walk. I know that this society and generation is, oh, I'm isolated, you know, and stuff. And yes, sometimes God does place you in those seasons of isolation, but at the same time, sometimes we isolate ourselves, and we need to be around other people who know and love the Lord. So that's just something that I love. Like my friends now that like I'm in communication with, you know, the girls that I've met here, the guys that I've met here, like we're able to talk about the Lord. Like my friends and I, girl, I'll be like, girl, let's go to church on Sunday. They be asking me to come to church with me. So like, that's like a date for us. Like we'll go to church, grab a bite to eat afterwards, might go shopping afterwards, just whatever. So that's something that I really enjoy. So if you're a young babe in Christ, Dallas might be the city for you, because it's just so much, okay? It's so much, and it's so many people here who are trying to do the right thing. So, and that's not to say wherever you are, it's not there, but I know just for me in Baltimore, I wasn't really finding that, or like the saved people that I would come across, it was like, there was still a disconnect. So they have a lot of young Christians here and a lot of churches here. So I would definitely recommend. Now, my next pro to being here in Dallas is it is so diverse, y'all. Okay, I'm used to being the majority. Baby, when I moved here, I felt like I was the minority. I'm like, girl, where we at? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very diverse. To the place where like some of the people that I've even become acquainted with, and like, girl, I like you, okay? Girl, they are like different colors. They're somewhat like, they might be Asian, they might be Caucasian, they might be, you know, they might, like, the colors vary. And I love that, because I've just never seen, like, experienced that before, like a friend that's like, okay, like we're not the same color, you know. And at first, for some point in time, it was something that I was like, would I ever do that? Like, I don't feel like I would ever do that. But the fact that I've experienced here, it's just such a beautiful thing. And like, girl, they be cool, the girls be cool. I'm like, hey, boo, like, what's up? So I love like being able to diversify my connections. I love being able to connect with people that's outside of me, because everybody has different experiences, right? So we're able to like come together and talk about different things. So it's just so nice just to be able to experience life in a different way and kind of see things through a different lens, as opposed to like me always being the majority. You know, it's taught me how to like hold my head up higher. It's taught me how to like speak, you know, better. You know, even caused me to the place where like back at home, when I would go out, my definition of like, oh, I'm just dressing casually, it would be like tennis shoes, you know, a sweatsuit, and there's nothing wrong with that, I just want to say. But now, like when I go to work, I put on like a little bit of makeup, not because I need it, girl, because the face is still on 10. The face card never declines, so don't play with me. But I put on like a little bit of makeup, I always wear earrings, dainty earrings, and with my trousers, yes, I still do wear like a tennis shoe with that. But sometimes like I'm like, oh, let me put on a cute little heel. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday I went out with, in the past, my definition of like what we did would be like, oh, like I'll just throw on a sweatsuit. I was like dressed up like casually, but still like elevated. Like I had on a chill little outfit, like a top, some jean shorts, but I wore heels with it, you know, and I put on perfume. I make sure that I smell good. And I can just notice how like the way that people interact with me is just different, just from how it was back at home. You know, you get how I get approached differently. How I get approached now is different from how I got approached back home. Let me just say this. I'm not saying that every day you got to dress like you're going to the Met Gala, but I'm just saying like, when I started putting more emphasis into my appearance, I feel like I was able to connect with different people. So I took my diversity as a challenge and just challenged myself to just be a better me. So the next point is the cost of living is a little cheaper. Now, I feel like this particular thing is just always like a, is it cheap? Is it not cheap? But I will say for what I pay, which I'm not going to say, but for what I pay for my 1-bedroom apartment is the same price. Like back at home, I wouldn't get what I was paying here. Like it wouldn't be nice. Like I'm just being honest. It can equate to like not living in the best conditions sometimes. Like for what I pay, this would be equivalent to like a studio apartment back at home, but for the same amount of money, but for not as much space. So for me to have a 1-bedroom, my apartment is super spacious. My bathroom is huge. My bedroom is a nice size. My living room, my kitchen, I have a washer and dryer in my unit. I have a pool. I have a balcony. Like I have a lot at my apartment. For the price that I pay. So again, I'm not saying what that is, but I'm just saying in general, like, you know, you get more for your money. My last and final point is people mind their business and no one bothers you. Now I know that might sound like, girl, like why are you making note of that? But girl, like just back at home, I'll be feeling like, dang, y'all nosy. But like here, you can literally go places and no one will bother you. Like no one won't say nothing. No one won't be all up in your business. Like you can just kind of go and just be, which I think sometimes is a bad thing because I feel like the South has like, oh, Southern has hospitality. I don't really get that here if I'm being honest, but at the same time, I don't feel like, oh my gosh, like people are just looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like everyone does what they're supposed to do. Everyone goes where they're going to go. Like no one is worried about what Brooklyn's doing. No one's worried about what anybody else is doing. You know, everyone's just kind of in their own lane. So I think that that's a great thing because people do be really nosy and like, it don't have nothing to do with you. Sorry, respectfully. But anyway, you guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that this video was helpful for you in knowing 10 things that you should know before you move here to Dallas, Texas. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe and make sure you stay tuned for another video that'll be coming soon. Comment down below if you guys have any additional questions or concerns. I'm not really too sure about every area yet in Dallas because I am just moving here, but I will still be happy to help and, you know, answer any questions that I'm able to answer. Again, it's only been 4 months. So make sure you subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.